Now, it says it wants me to show that one side equals the other side, okay? Now, actually part 1's difficult enough. So, what we can see here is that when I'm doing these questions, there's a right hand side of the equal sign and there's a left hand side of the equal sign. I'm going to look entirely at the left hand side. Now guys, the left hand side looks like this. And doing what I did in the last question, I'm going to bring this up, and the two of these across. So I'm going to be left with r plus 1 minus bracket r minus 1 all divided by r minus 1 r plus 1. Now, sorry guys, that's a 1 and not an r. Okay? Now what happens on top? I get r plus 1 minus r plus 1. On the bottom, if I multiply it out, what happens? R squared 1r minus 1r minus 1. Now, on top you'll notice the r's cancel, give me 2. On the bottom you notice the 1r's cancel, leave me r squared minus 1. Was that what I was asked to prove? Yes, it was. It's the same thing. Okay? Why is r not allowed to be plus or minus 1? If r was minus 1, it would make, if you were to sub it in, it would make the bottom 0. You're not allowed to have the bottom at 0. See what would happen if you replace this r with minus 1? It would be minus 1 plus 1, which is 1 over 0. These languages here don't really have much to do with how to do question, but they're just telling you can't have that value in there. Okay, let's try another one. Part 5. Okay guys, what do you think of part 5? How do you think you do part 5? Can anybody tell me? Part 5. Sorry? Up, across, yeah? 2r plus 1 minus 1 bracket 2r minus 1. What's on the bottom? Sorry? 2r minus 1, 2r plus 1. And then what? Amber. Then what?
You multiply the minus 1 and 2 multiplied by the multiply it on top.
Okay, then what happens? What happens then? What cancels?
Yeah, 2.
And then what's left?
2.
2 on top. Is that what we're asked to prove?
Yes.
How do you know?
Was the question.
It says there, that's the question. Okay guys, moving on. How do you think number 35 is? Easy or hard? That last one we did. I think it's reasonably easy guys, okay? Okay, 37. Yeah. Alright guys, 37 is sort of an unusual question, right? So look what happens with this. If I ask you guys this question, what would you tell me the answer is to that? 1 plus 1 over x. What would you tell me the answer is? If I got lowest common denominator. That's the same thing as 1 over 1, isn't it? And then what could we change that to? Sorry? X plus 1 all over x. So there we get that? This x here travels beside the 1. The 1 here gets multiplied by the other 1, and then the 1 on the bottom gets multiplied by x. Does that make sense? The missing step would look like this. X bracket 1 plus 1 bracket 1 all divided by 1 bracket x. And that turns out to be x plus 1 all over x. Okay guys, now with that answer in mind, okay, look at this. So, with that answer in mind, what could we substitute in here? What could we substitute in for this part here? What could we do for part 1? What could we substitute in there? X plus 1 over x. 1 over x plus 1 over x. Does anybody remember how to divide by a fraction? Anybody from your junior cert? Yes, James.
You like turn it upside down and then multiply?
What's 3 divided by 2/5, James? It's 3 multiplied by 5 over 2. You happy with that? So, 3 divided by 2/5 could also be written as 3 divided by 2/5. We bring the 2 over 5 up and we say 3 multiplied by 5 over 2. This is no different. Okay, so what we're going to do is okay, what we're going to do this time is we're going to do the same thing. Bring this up and turn it upside down. So we're going to get 1 multiplied by x over x plus 1. What's the answer to this question? Anybody? Answer to this question? What's 1 multiplied by x? Over x plus 1. Do you understand? Now, all of a sudden, the question we just did, what does the question we just did turn into? So, it's going to be 1 over, it's going to be x over x plus 1. Now guys, look at the next question. What can I turn this part into in the next question? I can turn it into the answer of part 1. So the next question looks like this. Everybody agree with that? Now how do we get a lowest common denominator this time? What do we do again? Same thing again. What do we do? That one by that one. That one by that one, that one by that one. And what are you left with? You're left with 1 divided by x plus 1 plus x all over x plus 1. Does everyone understand what I'm doing? Yeah. 1 multiplied by x plus 1, 1 multiplied by x. What's on top then, guys? Equals 1 over 2x plus 1 all over x. Now what did we say about the what's it called, the fractions earlier? What you do with the fraction on the bottom? You bring it up and turn it upside down. And what do we get? Bring it up, turn it upside down, and you get 1 multiplied by x over 2x plus 1, and that means x over 2x plus 1. What can we now say about this part here on part 3? Wait a minute. Yeah. What can we say about the answer to part 3 now? What can we put in the green box? Oh.
Is it not x plus 1 over 2x plus 1?
No, because it's multiply on.
Yeah, but before. Yeah.
Oh, it is x plus 1, sorry. Excuse me, you're right. Good spot. What can we do with this answer now, guys? We can replace it into... There. Will you remember that answer for me for 1 second?
Yeah.
X plus 1, 2x plus 1. Goes in here. Now guys, we're left for this question, we're going to have 1 into 1 plus x plus 1 over 2x plus 1. How do we do this question this time? How do we do this question, guys? Anybody know? Greg?
Lowest common denominator.
Lowest common denominator. 1, 2, 3, isn't it? 3 lines. So what you get? 1 over. Yeah. Yeah. All over. And on the bottom, what happens? Shh. What's 2x plus x? Huh? 3x plus 2 all over 2x plus 1. What's the final answer? Okay guys, so what I did there